Hi everybody, it's Don and I am in Los Angeles this morning getting ready for my Emerald Princess cruise. My flight was really good, but man, LAX was a little strange. Yeah, the airport, what the heck? So let's be clear. I'm from a very small city, a million people, million and a half in the surrounding area, I guess. But LAX is huge. It's almost 4 million people. It is sprawling. When I was flying in, I could not believe how long it took us to fly over Los Angeles. It was pretty funny. Beautiful looking city and everything. But you know when you get off and you just want to jump in your taxi and head to your airport and everything? Well, first off, you get off the plane and I haven't run into this until I landed in Seattle and now LAX. And that is that your baggage isn't in the terminal where you are. You either have to take a shuttle to a different terminal, like we did when I landed in Seattle, or you have to walk like 6 miles in underground tunnels like we did in LAX. I actually measured it. It was 2.6 miles worth of walking from the distance, according to my pedometer, from the time I got off the airport to where I got my baggage. So imagine if you're having a hard time and you have to get somebody to help you and all that. That could be, even myself, I found that a long walk after a 5.5 hour flight. So that's not the weirdest part to me. So we arrived, and the baggage arrived pretty quick. Once I got there, of course, they had lots of time because I had to walk 2.5 miles to get there. But when the bags came out, I got it, and I walked outside, and I started looking for a taxi, and there were no taxis. There were a million people being picked up. There are a million buses there, all over the place. None of them were going to where I have to go because my hotel I booked right near the cruise port, and it is roughly about a 25-minute drive at about 70 miles an hour. So, and that's nonstop 70 miles an hour, 20-minute drive. So it's a fair distance from the from the airport. So I start looking around and I see this sign saying 2 taxis, take a shuttle. I said, what? So now, not only did I have to walk a million miles to get to my bag, now that I've arrived at my bag, I have to take a shuttle to the taxi area. So we wait for a shuttle. And of course, the shuttle is wall to wall people and standing room only and no place to hang on to. And they drive us out and they drop us at a taxi stand somewhere. And the traffic was horrendous. So I'm imagining the reason that they did this taxi the way they did was because it's already congested right there. Like, there was 4 lanes wide, bumper to bumper, buses, people trying to get on, looking for people coming off the ship off the plane for pickup, all over the place. It was a real mess. Really confusing and big. Like, I walk out of my airport in Ottawa, a million people, grant you. I walk out of my airport and it's the capital of Canada. I walk out of my airport and there's literally about, I'd say, 150 yards total that I can walk from one end to the other. And that's like the parking lot is there, the hotels are to the right, and things like that. Taxis are right there. Here, I could have walked another 20 minutes before running to the end of that building. It was huge, and I'm so not used to that, coming from small cities in Canada. So you folks here in LA might be used to that, but I was not. I was very much not used to that. But I got to my taxi, and I tell my taxi, yep, I'm going to the Crown Plaza Hotel Harborfront by the cruise terminal. And the taxi driver said, where? I said, you know, the cruise terminal, Long Beach. Where? Immediately, I had flashbacks to my ship trip to China, where they did not know where the Disneyland Hotel was beside Disneyland. But at least there I said, that's a different country, that's a different language. I will give them a pass on that. I'm the foreigner there. Here, I spoke very clear English, said Long Beach, the cruise terminal, Crown Plaza Harbor Hotel. He had no idea. I had to Google it to find where it is. Luckily, I had my booking with me with the exact address on it, and he punched it into his phone, and he followed the directions all the way here, which was strange to me. I think taxis would know where a lot of, especially cruise terminal hotels, you know, one's right close to a cruise terminal port. You would imagine they would get a lot of people coming off the ships looking for this area, I guess. Maybe not. Maybe I'm reading into things. Because I know if I went and landed anywhere in Florida, I can name any hotel along the beach strip, and I can name any hotel right near the cruise terminal, and the taxi drivers know exactly what I'm talking about. However, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, much smaller than LA. And I will give them that. And I woke up this morning to a beautiful, sunny day. I do have a view of a port, but it's all containers. Like miles and miles of containers out there. It's incredible to know how much shipping goes on in the world. But I'm right across from like 3 giant mega cranes for unloading those huge cargo ships. Off in this distance, I can see 5 more off in the distance. And then there's like wall across the water of nothing but those containers. I'm also directly across the street from the Los Angeles Maritime Museum. So had I had more time here, I could have spent some time here. And I was wrong. I thought it was the USS Missouri that was here, the museum, but it's the Iowa. The Iowa. And I'm hoping, because I passed the cruise ship yesterday and it looked really close. So I'm hoping I can just walk over there before, you know, going on the ship. And if not, I'm hoping I can get some really nice shots on the cruise ship of the Iowa. I would really have loved to have been able to go on. I checked the time. It doesn't open until my boarding time. So it makes it really hard for me to get over and visit the Iowa. So that's disappointing. Next trip I do. And I do have another trip scheduled next year. So I am hoping to spend a few days here. Hoping that testing regimen for cruising and everything is gone by then. And I can then just spend more time, and I don't have to worry about that 2-day testing and getting here on time and making sure it's all valid. It's a little bit of a pain. But yeah, LAX, the airports, you know, it probably works very efficiently. It's probably set up for an exact reason. But it just was very, very confusing for somebody who's never really come across that. I've traveled to China. I've traveled to Japan. I've traveled to Italy, Barcelona, Spain. I've been all over the place at airports, and normally I walk out with my bag and there's taxis right there. Mexico, you can't go 5 feet without a taxi trying to offer you a ride. And here, I had to walk 2.5 miles to get my bags, and then I had to get on a shuttle just to get to a taxi spot. I found it very, very strange.